Yo, what's up? So today inside of Fish, I'm going to be showing you a progression guide for all of the different rods inside of the game, because let's be honest, there are a lot of rods in this game. It's actually pretty mad. Definitely do subscribe. Hopefully I can start giving out some game passes soon, so you know, definitely subscribe for that just in case, because you never know when you might get lucky. Now let's begin this. So first of all, I just want to quickly say that obviously this game is quite like complex. So realistically, if you Google like a progression guide for this game, there's no like definitive answer, because the reason for this is the rods inside the game, they all have different, you know, stats obviously, but they've also got certain like enchantments on them that do certain stuff. Like some of them have certain like mutations it gives and stuff like that. So basically my point is you know, depending on who you ask, everyone seems to have a different opinion on like the perfect progression guide. So definitely let me know in the comments, in your opinion, the perfect progression guide for the rods, because you never know, I might do an updated version of this. And if you see a comment that you really agree with, make sure you like it so then it can get boosted up in the comment section, and then we can see the most liked progression rod guide from you guys in the comment section. Now let's begin this. So obviously when you first start off on the game, you're going to be at Moosewood, which is the spawn island. Now basically over here, obviously you've got all these basic rods. I would skip majority of these because they're not very good. You start off with the flimsy rod, which is actually free. Now basically you want to save your money until you get to the carbon rod, which is actually $2,000. Now if you truly are brand new to the game, I recommend that you Google like all the new codes, because you should be able to get enough money to basically instantly buy this with some of the new codes if they're like still active. So yeah, flimsy rods and then the carbon rod. And then next up, we're actually going to head to a completely different island. Now the island you want to go to is actually called Roslet Bay, which is actually in this direction. So you want to head east. Now at Roslet Bay, there will be a rod called the Steady Rod, which is actually a pretty good rod for beginners. And I believe it's actually right over here, which yes, it's right here. So it's $7,000. Now the Steady Rod is actually super good for early game players, because yeah, it's got decent amount of luck, it's got, you know, good resilience and all of that stuff. It also has like a really high kg, so that way you can get like really good high weighted fish, especially during like admin abuses and stuff. But yeah, I mean literally whatever guide you ever look up for like progression guides from this game, like the Steady Rod I feel like is always mentioned. I'm not even kidding. Like even like early guides from when like Fish originally released like 9 months ago or whenever it was, people have been talking about the Steady Rod for generations. That's how good it is. Now next up, the rod you want to be going for is actually located in like a whirlpool, I'm pretty sure. Like hopefully I did actually see one earlier. Okay, so we looked out here. So as you can see, there's a whirlpool right here with like a beam. Basically, if you jump in this, now keep in mind, they're not always on the map. I don't even know necessarily when they spawn, but I know they spawn every now and again. So just look out for those. And if you head inside of here, essentially right at the beginning, there'll be this guy right here. And there'll actually be a rod called the Nocturnal Rod, which is actually for $11,000. So yeah, this rod is pretty decent. Now, to be honest, you don't have to buy this one if you don't want to. You could technically just, you know, keep the Steady Rod and just keep farming money with that. So, you know, it's your choice whether you want to buy this one or not. You know, obviously, you don't need to follow this guide 100%. Just do whatever you think is best. Also, while I'm here, there is actually a rod that spawns right here. Now, I believe if you use a aura thingy totem, however you say this word. Actually, I believe it's called Aurora. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, basically use one of these totems. Now, this is obviously quite advanced. I don't even know how I got these. But apparently, if I use this, the rod will spawn. Oh, it needs to be nighttime. But yeah, essentially, if you use this right here, a Aurora rod will spawn right here. Do keep in mind, though, it's pretty expensive. It's like 70k. I've been told that that's a pretty good rod as well. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Now to get out of here, by the way, very fast, you can either use a conception conch, which if you jump down here, you can actually buy one, which is actually located right here. I mean, it's only $400, but if you don't want to spend that, you can just technically leave the game and rejoin, and it should teleport you at your spawn point. Now, I'm just going to use this just to get out of here. Here we go. Now, the next rod I'm going to be showing you, I'm not actually going to show you how to get it, but I'm just going to talk about it because there is actually a lot of steps you need to do in order to do this. So feel free, if you want this rod, to just basically Google it, because yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff on what you need to do for it. Like, you got to find like levers, and you got to like blow up a wall, and you got to enter Atlantis. And of course, the rod I'm talking about is the Depth Seeker rod, which is actually right here. So yeah, there'll be tons of videos. I recommend just searching on YouTube and then clicking like the shorts tab and then just watching like a short on it. The Depth Seeker, you know, I've been told for like ages that this has always been a good rod, so I thought I'd mention it in this guide video. Now, this is pretty good because it gives you 70% luck, 0.17 control, 25 resilience. Actually got a 40,000 kg max, so you know, not too bad. And yeah, overall just a good rod. Now, the next rod I'm going to be showing you is actually called the carrot rod. Now, I'm sure a lot of you probably have heard about the carrot rod because yeah, it is like kind of a popular pick, although I think it did have a bit of a nerf, but I feel like it's still pretty decent. Now, the carrot rod, I'm pretty sure, is at Moose Groove Swamp, so let's head over here. Now, one good thing about the carrot rod is it's so easy to do. It's literally, you just need the money for it, and then you can just click E. It's always nice when you can just click E and just buy stuff, because some rods, kind of like the Depth Seeker rod, you've got to do like 20 billion missions. So when there's just a good rod that you just click E on it's actually so good. Although obviously it does cost a decent amount of money. Oh, by the way, in the Moose Groove Swamp, you need to head over here, and basically there's this hole in the wall right here, and you need to click E and crawl in. Once you're in here, there's this little village with these little carrot people. It's pretty cool here, I can't lie. Now, over here, there is a carrot rod in all its glory. Now, this is actually $75,000. So, yeah, it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it, I believe. I'll quickly show you the stats. So, 125% luck, 0.15 control, resilience 25%, law speed 85%. And yeah, definitely a decent rod. And when you have that rod, by the way, I recommend that you actually fish in here, because this is actually a pretty good location. I mean, I did make a video with like the best fishing locations, and this was definitely included. This is a good spot for XP actually. So if you use that rod in here, you should be getting some decent stuff for sure. And by the way, the way you leave this room is there's this little yellow portal right here that you can jump through. So let's get out of here. Now, the next rod that I have found, I believe would be in the correct order of this progression guide, that I don't actually have, by the way. So I'm going to have to show you it on the wiki. Now, this is actually called the Great Dreamer Rod, which, by the way, the wiki is actually super good for this game. I can't even lie. Like, if you just type like Fish Wiki, there is like unlimited information you can read on here about the game. Super, super useful. Like, literally, you can search anything on this site and it will just tell you, like, any rod. It will show you how much it is, all of its effects, and where to get it, and all its stats and everything. Very, very detailed. But yeah, the Great Dreamer Rod. Basically, the stats, as we can see down here. So law speed 75%, luck 147%, control 0.17, resilience 17, and the max kg is actually infinite. So yeah, that's pretty insane. It does cost $500,000, which it actually says right here. But yeah, I'm just adding this one in the video because I've seen a lot of people recommend this one. But yeah, I do apologize. I'm not showing you how to get like every single rod individually. It's just some of them take a lot longer, and I don't want this video to be like hours long, you know what I mean? But just use the wiki or just search on YouTube on how to get the rods individually. Some of them will take way longer than others. Now, next up, we have a rod called the Heavens Rod. Now, I did actually get this one, and the Heavens Rod is pretty good, actually. So here it is. Look at it in all its glory. It is very beautiful, actually. So the Heavens Rod is 30% law speed, 225% luck, 0.2 control, resilience 30%, infinite kg for the max, and then yeah, very, very nice. And also it says down here it has a 35% chance for a fish to become heavenly. So yeah, obviously that's going to give you a decent amount of money with those like effects. Now, I do know from experience the Heavens Rod can be a little bit of a pain to get, because the things with this rod in particular is you actually need to go to like the Northern Expedition, I believe it is, and you got to like climb the mountain. You got to get like different crystals from what I remember, and then you got to go around the map and you got to press like certain buttons. There's yeah, there's a lot of stuff you need to do for the Heavens Rod, but I do believe it's worth it. So definitely work towards getting that one as well. Obviously, make sure you got enough money for it because it is like 2.7, was it? 2.7 mil? Yeah, I think it was, yeah. So 2.7 mil, but obviously, yeah, there is the downside where you got to do all those missions for it, but I do believe it's worth it. Now, the next rod, which I definitely think is worth it, and now this is the rod that I used to get to max level, which is actually level 1000. Now, of course, I am talking about the Great Rod of Oscar, which I will show you it right now, because the Great Rod of Oscar is actually the best rod in the entire game for XP. Well, from what I've been told. So let me quickly have a look here. Where is it? I can't find it. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so the Great Rod of Oscar, because if you see here, it says a relic of the dead man's tail with a moderate boost to experience. So yeah, this rod will give you more experience every single time you fish, which obviously is very good, especially if you're trying to get max level. Also, one quick bonus tip with the Great Rod of Oscar, make sure you get an enchantment called Clever, because this also, I believe Clever actually gives you like a 2.25 times boost as well, on top of the already existing boost with the Great Rod of Oscar. So with that Clever enchant and the Great Rod of Oscar, you should be leveling up very, very fast. And if you use both of those, you know, the enchantment and the rod, and then combine it with like an admin abuse where they do like a 5 times XP boost, then yeah, you're going to be laughing, because I'm not kidding, you're going to be leveling up so fast, it's going to be pretty insane. That's genuinely how I got to level 1000 so quickly in this game. So yeah, if there's been a single rod that I highly recommend the most, it probably would be the Great Rod of Oscar, because yeah, really, really insane for XP. Now, next up, I need to mention this one because I see it talked about a lot. Now, I don't actually have this one myself. So it is actually called the Ethereal Prism. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this is another rod that does take quite a lot of missions and stuff to get. So if we just quickly have a look at the wiki here is the Ethereum Prism rod. It looks very, very cool. And yeah, like I see a lot of people talking about this one. Personally, I don't have it, but you know, when a rod gets mentioned as much as this one, I feel like I kind of have to add it to like a progression guide sort of thing. Because, I mean, usually if a rod's very popular, it means it's very, very good. So the passive is the Ethereum Prism rod has one passive, which is a mutation passive with a 50% chance to apply the, what is that? Prismize mutation, which increases the fish's base value by 8 times, making it arguably the best money-making rod in the game. So there you go. According to the wiki, this is arguably the best money-making rod in the entire game. So that just goes to show that's pretty insane. I mean, it literally says increases the fish base value by 8 times. So wow. So if you're trying to get money, definitely get this rod. I might need to get this rod myself, actually. I'm definitely going to be working on getting this one because that's pretty sick. Now, obviously, yeah, it just costs 15 million. So definitely make sure you're saving up your money for this one because it's pretty expensive. But by the looks of it, you'll be able to make your money back pretty fast with this mutation. So yeah, definitely consider getting the Ethereum Prism rod. Now, next up, what I kind of recommend you do is basically, I mean, there's multiple choices where you can go from here. What I would kind of recommend you do is you use the Great Rod of Oscar and you just try and level up as much as humanly possible. Because when you hit level 500, you didn't know, you actually unlock a free rod. Like, this is completely free, $0 spent. And it is called the No Life Rod. So yeah, try and hit level 500. And obviously the fastest way to do that would be with the Great Rod of Oscar, because that one gives you the most XP. Obviously with the Clever enchant, don't forget that, because that also helps out. And yeah, if you do a few admin abuses, you should be able to get it done very, very quick. Obviously admin abuses are kind of rare, so well, they are kind of rare, and also they can be a little tricky to actually get like online when they actually happen. Because the fish devs, they don't really let us know. They kind of just do them randomly. But yeah, if you do a few admin abuses, you definitely should be able to get that pretty fast. And that is called, yeah, the No Life Rod. Now, another rod after that is actually called the, I believe, wait, yeah, it's called the Seraphic Rod, I believe. That's how you pronounce that word. Now, let's see if I can find it. For some reason, I can never find anything in here. Well, I guess I can just search, actually. I don't know why I always bother scrolling. But yeah, so here it is. The Seraphic Rod. Now, to get this rod, it is actually free as well, but but you do need to be level 1000. So yeah, it's not going to be easy to get this rod. Level 1000 is not a walk in the park. Let's just say that. But it's definitely doable. Because, I mean, I got level 1000 pretty fast, to be fair. Mainly with the help of the admin abuses. And then also with my aquarium as well. Now, just before we end this video off, obviously inside the game, they did add some new rods as well. So I guess I'll quickly show you those. So this new rod that I'm talking about is actually located in the Crimson Cavern, which is obviously the newest area from the most recent update. And I think a lot of people have been saying that this is the best rod in the game. This Ruinous Oath, or yeah, Ruinous Oath. Now, it is $30 million. I have heard a lot of people talking about this, and look how sick it looks, by the way. It looks absolutely amazing. It's actually a sword. So yeah, very, very cool. The only problem with this one is you actually need to complete your bestiary, and you actually need a full shiny sparkling in order to be able to get this rod. Well, your full bestiary inside of the Crimson Cavern. You don't need like the whole game's bestiary complete. It's just inside the Crimson Cavern with the shiny sparkling. So once you get that done, which is not easy to do, to be honest, that's going to take a while. And then on top of that, you also need 30 million. So yeah, it's definitely going to cost you some time and money in order to get this rod. Is it better than the Serenade? I don't know. Someone actually let me know in the comments. Is this rod right here better than the Serenade? I don't know if I want to give up my beautiful guitar right here. Look at this thing. I worked so hard to get this. But maybe it's time to trade it in for that rod right there. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. I just got something. Let's see if I can get this real quick. Come on. It's a big fish. It's a very big fish. Oh, there we go. Oh, actually, it was a squid. We got a glossy vampire squid. Very nice. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, definitely let me know in the comments your, like, you know, in your opinion, what the best progression guide for the fishing rods are. And if you do see a comment that you agree with, definitely please consider leaving a like on the comments. So, you know, people can then, you know, because every time someone leaves a like on different comments, it like gets pushed up further. So that way we can all, you know, see the comments with the most likes. It'd be very interesting to see who wins that. But yeah, appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very good day, and make sure you subscribe, by the way. Okay, bye-bye.